Module number 5. Abnormal Psychology Research. Abnormal Psychology Research. Unraveling the complexities of the human mind. Abnormal psychology is a branch of psychology that delves into the intricate world of mental disorders and atypical behavior. It is a field of study that seeks to understand, diagnose, and treat conditions that deviate from the norm. Through rigorous research, abnormal psychology contributes significantly to our understanding of the human mind and plays a pivotal role in improving mental health outcomes. One of the primary objectives of abnormal psychology research is to identify the causes and risk factors associated with various mental disorders. Researchers investigate genetic, environmental, and psychological factors that may contribute to conditions like schizophrenia, depression, and anxiety disorders. This knowledge is crucial for developing effective prevention and intervention strategies. Additionally, abnormal psychology research focuses on the classification and diagnosis of mental disorders. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM-5, is a widely used tool in this field, providing a standardized framework for identifying and categorizing disorders. Ongoing research ensures that the DSM remains up-to-date and reflective of the latest scientific findings. Furthermore, research in abnormal psychology plays a pivotal role in treatment development. Psychologists and psychiatrists rely on evidence-based interventions to help individuals manage and recover from mental disorders. Research helps refine therapeutic approaches, leading to more effective treatments with fewer side effects. Another crucial aspect of abnormal psychology research is reducing stigma surrounding mental health. By shedding light on the biological, psychological, and social factors contributing to mental disorders, research helps dispel myths and misconceptions. This, in turn, fosters empathy, understanding, and acceptance of individuals living with mental health conditions. The power of positivity. A longevity elixir. In the pursuit of a longer and healthier life, one often overlooks the profound impact of an optimistic and upbeat attitude. Research has increasingly shown that individuals who display a positive outlook on life tend to live longer and enjoy a higher quality of life than those who do not. This phenomenon can be attributed to various psychological, physiological, and behavioral factors that interplay to foster longevity. First and foremost, optimism acts as a buffer against stress. Optimistic individuals tend to approach life's challenges with a glass-half-full perspective, reducing the harmful effects of stress hormones like cortisol. Lower stress levels translate into a lower risk of stress-related illnesses, such as heart disease, hypertension, and depression, all of which can shorten one's lifespan. Furthermore, an upbeat attitude can inspire healthier lifestyle choices. Those who believe in a brighter future are more likely to engage in regular exercise, maintain a balanced diet, and avoid harmful habits like smoking and excessive alcohol consumption. These behaviors are well-known contributors to a longer life expectancy. Positive thinkers also tend to build strong social connections. Their optimistic demeanor attracts like-minded individuals, fostering a robust support network. Social support is a critical component of longevity, as it provides emotional stability, encouragement, and a safety net during times of adversity. Moreover, an optimistic mindset enhances the body's immune system. Studies suggest that positive emotions can boost the production of immune-boosting substances, making individuals more resilient against illnesses and infections. External validity. External validity is a critical concept in research methodology, encompassing the extent to which the findings of a study can be generalized to populations, settings, and conditions beyond the specific context in which the research was conducted. In essence, it gauges the relevance and applicability of study results to the real world. Achieving strong external validity is essential to ensure that research outcomes have practical significance and can inform decisions and actions in various contexts. One key aspect of external validity is population validity, which pertains to the ability to generalize research findings from a sample to a larger population. For example, if a study examines the effects of a new teaching method on a group of 100 elementary school students, external validity would be concerned with whether the findings can be applied to all elementary school students, not just those in the study. Another critical dimension is ecological validity, which addresses the extent to which research findings can be extrapolated to real-world settings. An experiment conducted in a controlled laboratory environment may have limited ecological validity if the conditions and variables in the lab are vastly different from those encountered in the natural context. Furthermore, There is temporal validity, which considers the stability of research findings over time. A study's results should not only be generalizable to different populations and settings, but also remain relevant as circumstances change. To enhance external validity, researchers must carefully consider their sampling methods, research settings, and the way they design their studies. Random sampling, diverse participant demographics, and real-world scenarios are some strategies to bolster external validity. Additionally, replication studies conducted in various contexts can help confirm the generalizability of findings. Understanding hypotheses in scientific inquiry. In the realm of scientific inquiry, hypotheses serve as essential building blocks for the development and testing of theories. A hypothesis is a tentative statement or educated guess that proposes a relationship between variables, aiming to explain a phenomenon. Hypotheses are conjectures formulated by researchers based on existing knowledge, observations, and logical reasoning. They are often expressed as if-then statements, where the if part represents an independent variable or condition, and the then part indicates an expected outcome or dependent variable. For example, if increased sunlight exposure occurs, then plant growth will accelerate. Hypotheses play a crucial role in scientific investigations for several reasons. Firstly, they guide the research process by providing a clear direction for data collection and analysis. A well-defined hypothesis outlines the specific variables to be studied and the expected results, helping researchers design experiments or studies effectively. Secondly, hypotheses are testable. They enable scientists to empirically verify or refute their proposed explanations through experimentation or observation. This empirical testing distinguishes science from mere speculation, as hypotheses can be confirmed or rejected based on evidence. Lastly, hypotheses contribute to the development of scientific knowledge. Whether confirmed or rejected, hypotheses provide insights into the workings of natural phenomena, helping refine existing theories or generate new ones. The insanity plea, a complex legal defense. The insanity plea, also known as the insanity defense, is a legal strategy used in criminal trials where a defendant argues that they should not be held criminally responsible for their actions due to a mental illness or disorder at the time of the offense. This plea, deeply rooted in legal history, aims to strike a balance between justice and compassion, recognizing that individuals suffering from severe mental health issues may not possess the requisite mental state to be held accountable for their crimes. The concept of the insanity plea has evolved over centuries, influenced by both legal principles and societal attitudes toward mental illness. Its application varies across different legal systems, but it generally relies on the idea that a defendant must have been unable to appreciate the wrongfulness of their actions or control their behavior due to a mental disorder when the crime was committed. One of the most well-known standards for the insanity plea is the Unwritten Rule, established in 1843 in England. Under this rule, a defendant is deemed insane if, at the time of the offense, they did not know what they were doing or did not understand that their actions were wrong due to a mental disorder. Other standards, such as the Durham Rule and the Model Penal Code, have also been used in various jurisdictions to define insanity. Critics argue that the insanity plea can be prone to abuse and manipulation, potentially allowing guilty individuals to evade punishment. However, proponents argue that it serves a vital role in protecting the rights of those genuinely incapable of understanding their actions due to mental illness, and emphasizes the need for treatment rather than punishment. The overuse of the insanity plea, a legal dilemma. The insanity plea, also known as the defense of insanity, has been a controversial and widely debated aspect of the criminal justice system. While it serves as a crucial tool to protect the rights of mentally ill defendants, there is growing concern about its overuse and potential misuse. One of the primary reasons behind the overuse of the insanity plea is the ambiguous and subjective nature of mental illness. Diagnosing mental disorders can be challenging, as they often lack clear, universally accepted criteria. This subjectivity can lead to differing opinions among mental health experts and potentially incentivize defendants and their legal teams to manipulate or exaggerate mental health issues to avoid legal responsibility. Such misuse undermines the credibility of the plea and hinders the pursuit of justice. Another factor contributing to the overuse of the insanity plea is its appeal as a get-out-of-jail-free card. Defendants facing severe penalties may view the insanity defense as a way to escape harsh punishment. This misuse not only puts the credibility of the plea at risk, but also diverts resources and attention away from individuals with genuine mental health issues who need proper treatment and support. Additionally, media coverage and high-profile cases often sensationalize the insanity defense, making it seem like an attractive strategy for defendants and their legal teams. This can create a distorted perception of how frequently mental illness genuinely plays a role in criminal cases. The significance of clinical replication series in advancing medical research. Clinical replication series, a critical component of medical research, plays an indispensable role in ensuring the reliability and validity of scientific findings. Clinical replication series involves the systematic and rigorous repetition of clinical trials or experiments to verify the accuracy and consistency of initial findings. It is a fundamental tenet of the scientific method, serving as a bulwark against errors, biases, and the perils of chance in research. Such series typically consist of multiple independent studies conducted by different research groups, often in diverse settings, to validate the original results. One of the primary merits of clinical replication series is the enhancement of scientific credibility. When the results of an experiment or clinical trial are successfully replicated across different contexts and by various investigators, it lends strong support to the reliability of the initial findings. This, in turn, fosters trust among the scientific community, healthcare practitioners, and the public in the validity of the research. Replication series are crucial for guarding against false positives, a common pitfall in scientific research. By retesting hypotheses and experimental designs, researchers can discern whether an observed effect is genuine or merely the result of statistical noise, methodological flaws, or publication bias. This iterative process promotes the robustness of scientific knowledge by ensuring that only genuinely significant discoveries endure. Clinical replication series play an integral role in the progress of medical research. They facilitate the translation of scientific findings into clinical practice by substantiating the efficacy and safety of novel treatments, diagnostics, and interventions. Moreover, these series uncover potential limitations and help refine protocols, ultimately leading to more effective healthcare solutions. Cross-sectional and longitudinal research methods. A comparative analysis. Research in various fields relies on different methods to gather data and answer critical questions. Two fundamental research approaches are cross-sectional and longitudinal studies, each with its unique procedures, uses, and limitations. Cross-sectional research is a snapshot of a specific point in time. Researchers collect data from a diverse group of participants at a single moment, aiming to capture a broad view of a particular phenomenon. The procedures involve selecting a representative sample, administering surveys or tests, and analyzing the data. Cross-sectional studies are efficient and cost-effective, making them suitable for exploring associations between variables at a single time point. However, they cannot establish causality or track changes over time. In contrast, longitudinal research involves studying the same group of participants over an extended period. Researchers collect data at multiple time points, allowing them to observe changes in trends. The procedures include selecting a cohort, conducting repeated measurements, and analyzing the data longitudinally. Longitudinal studies are excellent for investigating developmental processes, causal relationships, and the effects of interventions. Nevertheless, they are time-consuming, expensive, and may suffer from attrition as participants drop out over time. The uses of cross-sectional studies include identifying prevalence rates of diseases, studying group differences, and generating hypotheses. They are valuable in early stages of research. Longitudinal studies, on the other hand, excel in tracking individual and group changes over time, establishing cause and effect relationships, and assessing the long-term effects of interventions. However, both methods have limitations. Cross-sectional studies can only provide a snapshot of a moment, making it challenging to infer causality or developmental patterns. Longitudinal studies require substantial resources and may face participant attrition, which can introduce bias.